Liz, how are you doing?
Hey Emily, you sure took a while to answer. Having too much fun in Ottawa to even talk to your sister?
No. What fun is there to have during lockdown? All I've been doing is studying and rewatching old episodes of Modern Family. I just had to turn down the stove before I answered.
What are you cooking?
Rice. Don't laugh. It's all I know how to cook right now.
Aren't you using the cookbook that Mom gave you for Christmas?
Well, yeah, but honestly, some of the ingredients in the book are really expensive. I'll try them eventually, though. Hey, how are Mom and Dad doing? Is Mom still working for the church office?
Yeah, they've been talking about making her full time. I think that Reverend Philip likes having her around because she's good at editing the online videos they've been making. Dad said the longest grace the other day. He didn't get laid off like we thought he might, and he spent 5 minutes thanking God before we got to eat.
Oh, thank God for sure. I'm so glad he doesn't have to leave the shop.
Yeah, he was really on edge for a couple of weeks. I felt like I had to tiptoe around him.
How's school going for you?
I hate online learning. I can't concentrate if I'm not in the classroom. Dad thinks I'm just wasting my time at these online classes.
Well, try your best. I don't like online classes either, but I gotta get good marks to graduate from university. So do you.
I'm not in university.
From middle school, I mean.
I know. I don't even know why you went all the way to Ottawa if you're just going to do all of your courses online anyway. Why didn't you just stay here?
Well, I'm hoping that I can go back to the classroom sometime this year, maybe in the summer semester.
You're staying for the summer semester too?
I have to. I'm already behind in my program after taking half the regular course load last year.
Well, will you at least come back for Easter?
I'll try, I promise. It's just hard to say right now because the pandemic makes everything so uncertain. Who knows how it'll be in April?
Ah, this sucks. I barely get to see you at all during Christmas, and now I might not get to see you until who knows when.
Geez, Liz, calm down.
No, I've been trying to keep it together this whole stupid pandemic, but I can't take it anymore. I want things to go back to the way they used to be. I'm sick of waiting.
I know, Liz, I'm really sorry. There's just nothing that we can do except be patient and pray that the pandemic ends soon.
I've been praying though, and so far things just seem to be getting worse and worse. I mean, what do I have to do to make God stop the pandemic?
Liz, there's nothing that anyone can do to stop the pandemic. We just have to be patient with God's time and let things finish as He wants them to. Just pray for the doctors and scientists who are working to fix the problem.
I don't think I have any more patience for God's time. I'm just not strong enough.
Oh, I think you are, Liz. Don't you know what Wednesday is?
This Wednesday? Is it a school holiday?
No, but it is a really special day. It's Ash Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, that's the first day of Lent, right? Can I give up the pandemic until Easter?
Haha, no, sorry. But think the story we celebrate on Ash Wednesday could really help you. Do you remember the story of Jesus in the desert?
Sort of. I kind of remember it from Sunday school.
Well, why don't I tell you the story again? It's a story about patience and the strength that comes from faith in God, even during extremely difficult times. This is the story of the temptation of Jesus Christ. After he had been baptized, Jesus went into the desert for 40 days where he fasted, eating nothing and drinking very little water. This might be too much for some people, but Jesus had help from angels who kept him safe. Jesus lived among the animals who were his friends, and he prayed earnestly to God. But as Jesus was praying, evil eyes were watching him at the same time. The devil had heard that Jesus was alone and exposed in the desert.
The Son of God all alone. He hasn't eaten in weeks. He must be famished. I've tempted men with fuller bellies to do my bidding. Looks like it's time to throw a monkey wrench into God's perfect plan.
Lord, tell me what you want from me. I've seen the suffering of many good people and the rise of tyrants and evildoers. What do I have to do to glorify your name in such times?
Tyrants and evildoers, my kind of people.
My heart aches for those who stumble in darkness. It's like watching a child fall down.
Ugh, I hate children.
I have seen how your people want to feel love, but don't know where to start. Let me show them how to share your love with each other and treat each other as equals.
Ugh, what nonsense. Doesn't he know that it's a dog-eat-dog world?
Lord, let me always see your light in my mind so that I might lead everyone to you.
That's it. I've heard enough. This Jesus is going to ruin all of my fun. Putting down tyrants, teaching people love and empathy. What's next? Telling them not to jaywalk? If I don't discourage Jesus now, he's going to make my life on earth way more difficult. He might even...
Father, let me be the vessel through which the kingdom of heaven may come to earth.
Ah! The kingdom of heaven! Jesus doesn't just want to trip me up, he wants to kick me off the earth completely. Well, I won't have any of this. If it's a fight that Jesus wants, it's a fight he'll get. Diablo style. Time to show God that his son is a wash-up. Jesus. 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 Jesus, stop praying and listen to me.
Huh? Who is that? Satan? What are you doing here? This is a place I've set aside for God.
Wait, Jesus. Don't send me away. I've been watching you meditating on God, and I just came to tell you how much I admire your dedication.
Is that so?
Yes, of course. You know, people give me a bad rap for that whole Adam fiasco back in Eden, but the truth is that I've only ever wanted to help God's children. You and I want the same thing, Jesus. We want to show people a better way to live their lives.
I've seen what your help does to people. Your way of living means a selfish life. When people follow your way, they forget that they have to take care of each other, and they steal from each other.
Well, listen, let's not let a disagreement on selected lifestyles come between us. I've been watching you here all alone, Jesus. It's been so hard for you, hasn't it? Isolated from all your friends and family. No food, barely enough water. Praying day and night, and who even knows if God is listening to you? I've come to give you some timely advice.
Oh, yeah. And what advice could that be?
Oh, is that your stomach, I hear? Well, that's the first thing to work on, Jesus. You need some bread in that stomach of yours. You see those rocks over there? They're not food for a human. But you're not just human, are you? You have all the authority of God. Why, I bet that if you order those rocks to turn into bread, they'll do it.
I know I'm hungry, but I also know what the Bible says. Man does not live by bread alone, but by every word from the mouth of God. Anybody can find the strength to follow God if they trust in him.
Bah! Fine, go hungry then. I don't know what good words are going to do you out here. I can make up words too. Gubbins, malarkey, flange nozzle. Anyway, that brings me to my second point. You care about glorifying God, right, Jesus? You want the people to see how great God is. Well... Look at all those people down there. You can show them all how amazing God is right now by throwing yourself from this temple. Angels will come and save you, for it is written, God will order his angels to protect the Messiah, and they will hold him up with their hands so that not even his foot will be stubbed on a stone. You see, I read my Bible too.
You're right, Satan. The Bible does say that about me. But don't you know, the Bible also warns, do not test the Lord your God. I could jump from this temple and be saved by angels, but that would be an insult to God, and I won't do it.
Ha! Boring. All right, forget it then. This Jesus is a tough nut to crack. I got Nixon for 17 grand and a Coke. But wait, I think I know another way to break him. Look, Jesus, the kingdoms of the world, great and beautiful, but full of injustice, poverty, crime, and all the other things that make life so much fun. The kings of the earth fight each other in terrible wars and neglect their own people, who must toil in the ground for food. Do you know why these things happen? Because I have allowed it. That's right, I own every country on earth. They were given to me to rule, and I allow them to suffer and fight because, well, frankly, it's hilarious. Oh, don't look at me so sour just because you disagree with my management style. After all, you can change this, Jesus. If you bow down and worship me as your God, I will give you authority over all the kingdoms of the earth. Then you can end all wars and crimes and make sure that everyone gets what they need. What do you say?
I admit that's tempting, Satan, but I know that you'll pay for the way that you've mistreated God's people. Look, it says in the Bible, worship the Lord your God and serve him only. God's kingdom is already on its way to save the people, and when it gets here, anyone who worshipped you will get God's justice.
How dare you insult me like that? I would have made you the greatest of men, but if you fancy yourself to be God, then fine. You deserve what's coming to you. This isn't the last you've seen of me, Jesus. I'll be back one day.
I'm sure you will, Satan. I'm sure you will.
After that encounter, Jesus returned to civilization and began his ministry, helping and healing people and spreading God's message of love.
Wow, I see what you mean by patience, Emily. Jesus was starving and thirsty and must have felt really weak when Satan came to bother him, but he still managed to stop him. But Jesus is a son of God. I'm just me.
Liz, weren't you listening? Satan tried to get Jesus to misuse his authority as God's son, but Jesus refused every time. In fact, Jesus didn't do anything special to stop Satan. He just remembered God's scripture and that gave him the strength he needed.
I guess I should open my Bible a little more often then, eh?
That might help.
Well, thanks for telling me the story again, Em. I'll try to remember it when things get tough. Oh, Mom's calling me for dinner.
Dinner? Oh no, my race. I gotta go, Liz. Talk to you soon.
See you, sis.